The Break of Dawn for Champions. On 32 FM, 94.9.
Good morning. Thank you so much for starting with us on 32 FM 94.9. This is Break of Dawn Newspaper Review. My name is Dele Adeoju. On this program, we bring you a review of papers across Nigeria from Monday through to Saturday. And you have the opportunity of joining us live on YouTube every morning. Our YouTube handle is 32FM 949 Ibadan. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page. Thank you so much for joining us once again.
Good morning to you, and thank you for joining us. I am Olutayo Ogwade. I have The Guardian here, I have Daily Trust newspaper, Premium Times, and The Nation newspaper.
I take my first headlines from the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. Despite gas commercialization project, Nigeria flies 2.7 trillion naira in 5 years. Buhari, Obama, Pope, Obasanjo, others mourn as Desmond Tutu dies at 90. 10 years after Occupy Nigeria protest to return over planned fuel electricity price hike. Also, Senate's downstream regulatory authority set for showdown over interest on 34 billion naira in fixed deposit. Also, 10,500 kilometers inland waterways in the north waiting to be harnessed. The Massa DG. More headlines from the front page of the Nigerian Tribune today. Troops arrest notorious IPOB ESN leader in Enugu. Suspected ritualist with fresh human head dies in police detention. Amotekun joint operation rescues 11 kidnapped victims in Osun. And finally, from the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, police arrests Nwosu Okorocha's son-in-law inside church. And there is a photo there of next mall in flames. That's from the Nigerian Tribune.
All right, we'll take some more from Premium Times. Insecurity worsens as over 100 people are killed across Nigeria last week. Police invade church, whisk away Okorocha's son-in-law. Desmond Tutu, a life of tenacity, constancy, and courage. Let's see some more. COVID-19, Nigeria's death cross 30,000 as country records 21 deaths, 1,305 infections. New infections on Saturday. Tributes pour in for late Desmond Tutu. Another one here. Electricity, banking, telecoms top 2021 complaints by Nigerians. FCCPC. 1.5 million Nigerians in Italy need passport. Diaspora organization. Some even here in Nigeria need. Christmas, Buhari hosts Oshibajo family at presidential villa. Nigerian government vows to shut down illegal money lenders. Some more from Premium Times before we go to another one. Katsina governor says no to Turge's ceasefire letter. Gunmen abduct 2 men on Christmas Day. 20,000 Kano youths, women in to learn hands-on financial inclusion skills. 2023, APC PDP orders should cut nomination fees for youth by 60%. Official.
From Daily Post newspaper, fuel subsidy, Nigerians battle with memories of 2012 removal as government plots new implementation. Nwosu, police assaulted my wife, tore my daughter's cloth before arresting son-in-law, Okorocha. Many have died. NAFDAC warns Nigerian men against use of performance-enhancing drugs. Christmas, Governor Buni charges Christian faithful to continue praying for full return of peace in Yobe, Nigeria. Jonathan responsible for rise in banditry in Nigeria. Amechi, I am proud of your records. Buhari tells Bagudu Dogara. President Buhari reacts to death of Archbishop Desmond Tutu. Group Lords Army Chief Yahaya for releasing female soldier who accepted NYSC members' marriage proposal. A gala social-cultural group warns against inauguration of fake executives. Arrest of Uche Nwosu. You acted like terrorists, desecrated the body of Christ. Uriwa slams police. Nigerian forces arrest IPOB ESN leader in Enugu. FCT minister reacts to fire incident at Next Cash and Carry supermarket in Abuja. Security not enough reason to divide Nigeria. Adebutu Rotom Olujaisa's Governor Makinde at 54. Buhari spokesman Garuba Shehu tests positive for COVID-19. And finally, Army Chief Yahaya sends Christmas message to troops in front line.
Right, let's take a look at Daily Trust newspaper. COVID-19, Buhari is fine, says Femi Adesina. Army raids Enugu community in search of IPOB members. Okorocha Uzodinma deceived IGP to arrest my son-in-law. Buhari endorses no faction in Kano APC presidency. ABGA fixes January the 27th, March the 10th for Ekiti Osun governorship primaries. Buhari endorses no faction. I took that. Unite warring factions in PDP. Forum tells NWC. Ekiti governorship. Ex-minister asks citizens to pray for God's intervention. Will retain Sokoto in 2023. PDP chair. Some more from Premium Times. Villagers rescued as terrorists fall into hunters' ambush in Kaduna. Confusion as police arrest Okorocha's son-in-law inside Imo Church. Terrorists abduct police officer's wife on Christmas night. Have been embarrassed in a season of joy. Lai Mohammed says he does not have COVID-19. Have been embarrassed in a season of joy. Lai Mohammed says he doesn't have COVID-19. Do we have more here? Yes. Rail infrastructure. Marine security dominates transport sector in 2021-2023 elections. Yaga tax youth on participation. Okay, despite many professionals, insurance law cases of building collapse increase. Sanwo-Olu surprises Lagos residents with gifts at Christmas.
From the Punch newspaper, states revive isolation centers. COVID-19 cases soar. Vaccination grounded at 3.9%. Review forex ban on 40 items to save naira. Economists tell CBN. Amotekun hunts ritualist as Osun sex worker vomits blood after proposed threesome. COVID-19, Wolves versus Arsenal postponed. Only infected persons. Doctors can disclose COVID-19 status in Aso Villa presidency. Ogun Achosan stabs hotel guest to death, blames devil. Cleric returning from service shot dead in Ogun. And there is another write-up there, the Ooni and his beautiful queen. More headlines from the Punch newspaper. 11 arrested as suspected cultists raid Rivers Market, rob traders, customers. Lady held attempting smuggling cocaine in food to detained boyfriend. Ondo Islamic cleric caught with human head allegedly dies in custody. A few more. Senate panel insists PF hasn't remitted interest on fixed 34 billion naira. Federal government approves biosecurity policy to protect environment. Others, for sure, gets 2.4 billion naira BOI funding. Use geospatial technology for soil productivity. Fashola tells surveyors. Okorocha Lambas Uzodinma, IGP, as son-in-law arrested in church. Nasarawa APC chairman counsels new commissioners on transparency. Slash nomination form fees for youth aspirants. And Rep says APC has silenced opposition with performance. Those are headlines from the Punch newspaper.
All right, some more from The Guardian. Anti-apartheid icon Archbishop Desmond Tutu is dead. PDP governors congratulate Makinde at 54. Togo charges two journalists with contempt of authority. Villa boss Gerald tests positive for COVID-19. Okay, let's see some more here from The Guardian. Hunters rescue 9 kidnapped villagers, arrests bandits in Kaduna. Nigerians stretched to limits in 2021, says IM. Buhari extols Bagudu, Dogara as loyal party men. Federal government to shut down illegal money lenders violating consumers' rights. Falsified more testing as COVID Omicron hammers US. Global Fund clarifies an alleged $200 million loan for mosquito nets. Two more before we go on our first break. Lukaku revives Chelsea's title bid at Aston Villa. One more. Okay. Palace postponement plea rejected as Vieira tests positive. We'll go on our first commercial break. We'll be back.
Special Christmas moments are in finding that gift that you know is just perfect. And cross-country Christmas calls because your family deserves it.
Cheers!
They're in every sip of Coke, every laugh, every memory shared. And in wrapping the gifts once the kids go to bed. They're in decorating the tree for the very first time. And in the moments you thought about while hearing this rhyme. Christmas is special when we share it. Coca-Cola.
Yeah, that time don't reach, oh. Christmas don't come again, yeah. Mama's helping hand, oh. Now the seasoning for the season. Yeah, I dey look forward to hunger Christmas. Yeah, I dey waiting for hunger Christmas. I dey think about hunger Christmas because mama cook it hunger. Yeah.
Hunger, Mama's helping hand.
Hello Báyọ̀, ojú ọ̀nà márosẹ̀ yẹn ni mo wà báyìí. Níbẹ̀ lọkọ̀ mi dẹnu kọlẹ̀ sí. Kódà mi ò ní.
Dákun, lówó pè tó láti tẹ̀síwájú pẹ̀lú pè yìí.
Rárá o, kò jẹ́jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀.
Kí ni ìdí?
Ìpè yìí ṣe pàtàkì gan ni.
Ó bá ti rìsáàjì ń gbà náà.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, ṣùgbọ́n mi ò sí níbi tí mo ti lè rìsáàjì báyìí.
Ó ṣe kúkú yáwó pè lẹ́ǹkan.
Yáwó ìpè kẹ̀ báwo?
Pẹ̀lú Glow Borrow Me Credit, o lè yáwó pè kó o sì san padà lẹ́yìn náà. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ló rọrùn. Ìwọ sá ti pè *321# kó o sì jẹ́ láṣẹ ibẹ̀.
Lóòótọ́, ó ti lọ wà jù.
Glow ń dúró ti ní nígbà tó jà jùlọ.
Báyọ̀, bí mo ṣe ń sọ lọ, ọkọ̀ mi dẹnu kọlẹ̀ níbi.
Sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí, sanwó lẹ́yìn náà pẹ̀lú Glow Borrow Me Credit.
Glow Unlimited.
It's the time of the year. Come, let's chill together. Pop Chivita, make we jolly. All over Naija, anywhere you dey. Share Chivita with your family and friends. Enjoy this Christmas. Let's celebrate with Chivita. Ooh, yeah.
Juice up this season with the special Chivita Christmas packs available in stores near you.
Join Cousins Baby as we nurture and celebrate our little champions in the Cousins Baby Moments Competition Season 8. Over 5 million naira worth of prizes up for grabs and the ultimate prize of 2 million naira for the baby of the year. To enter, simply purchase any 3 different Cousins Baby products or a Cousins Baby gift pack. Take a creative picture of your baby 0 to 3 years old, showcasing any of their unique gift or talent with the Cousins Baby products in view. Visit www.cousinsbaby.com.ng/CBM8 to upload the picture and register. For more information, follow at Cousins Baby NG on social media. With Cousins Baby, every baby is a star. Terms and conditions apply.
Hello! We believe you're enjoying Titan Farms products like Titan Rice, Yam Flour, Rice Flour, Titan Oil, and others. Oh yes! With Titan Farms, there's always something more. Give your child the best gift by buying any of our lots at Titan Farms Estate, Upperland City, Monia, Idianyure, Regal Gardens, Soka, Cherry Court, Ilaji, and enjoy freebies like 500 blocks, 20 bags of cement, free survey, deed of assignment. That's not all. Here's the big deal. For every land you buy in your child's name at Titan Farms Estate, you can get a loan to sort your child's school fees if need be at no interest for up to 3 months. Yes, you heard me. No interest for 3 months. To enjoy this limited offer, quickly call 0906 007 9714 or visit Titan House opposite Motor Dealer Park, New Garage Road, Ibadan, or check us out on www.titanfarms.org.
Welcome back from the commercial break. 32 FM 94.9 Breakadon Newspaper Review. I am Olutayo Ogunade. In a bit, we'll join Dr. Jodokun. Well, he will be joining us on the program for some analysis. Delays here.
My name is Dele Adeyoju. Once again, thank you so much for joining us. Front page story on the Nigerian Tribune: 10 years after Occupy Nigeria protest to return over planned fuel, electricity price hike. We won't forget in a hurry that on the 2nd of January 2012, we had Occupy Nigeria protests across the nation, and the nation was actually grounded for 1 week and 5 days. I hope to get Dr. Ojedokun's reaction, because most of the beneficiaries of this present administration were at the forefront of the protest as at that time. Now the tables have turned. We are having subsidy removal totally and electricity price hike. So what's going to happen now? It seems when people at the other side, they don't actually know what's happening at the mainstream.
All right, let's move on and take this one from Daily Trust newspaper. Buhari is fine, says Femi Adesina, the special advisor to the president on media and publicity. Femi Adesina says President Buhari is fine despite the fact that some of his aides tested positive for COVID-19. Adesina said this one appeared on a TV program. He said presidential aides going on self-isolation after testing positive for COVID-19 confirmed that remained human and not inhuman to Buhari remained human and not inhuman to happenings around them, or those aides anyway. COVID-19, Buhari is fine, says Femi Adesina.
A fresh story on the platform of the Daily Post newspaper: for subsidy, Nigerians battle with memories of 2012 removal as government plots new implementation. The total removal of fuel subsidy, which is currently being planned by the present government, had in 2012 imposed untold hardship on Nigerians when it was attempted by former President Goodluck Jonathan. Recall that on January 1, 2012, Goodluck Jonathan abruptly removed the fuel subsidy, which was hitherto provided to subsidize cost of premium motor spirit (PMS) for citizens. It's one of the trending stories in the dailies today, and this is taken from the Daily Post newspaper.
And from Premium Times: police invade church, whisk away Okorocha's son-in-law. You have this from Premium Times. And some other dailies: armed police officers on Sunday whisked away Uche Nwosu's son-in-law to former Imo State Governor Rochas Okorocha from a church in the state. An aide to Mr. Nwosu, Darlington Ibekwe, told Premium Times the police officers invaded the St. Peter's Anglican Church, a venue of a Thanksgiving service Mr. Nwosu was having after burying his mother 3 days ago, and whisked him away. He said the security men assaulted Mr. Nwosu before whisking him away. I think we have Dr. Ojedokun right now on the phone. Doctor, can you hear us? Good morning to you.
Top of the day to you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, top of the day.
All right, good morning, Dr. Ojedokun.
I can hear you clearly. Yes, I can hear you clearly.
All right. We want your responses to some of the stories today. We remember that 10 years ago, for a week and 5 days, Occupy Nigeria grounded this country with the protests in Lagos and some other parts of the country. Nobody was able to go anywhere. And all this was because there was a hike in fuel prices, and there was a removal in fuel subsidy as at that time. So now government is plotting actually a removal, total removal of fuel subsidy, and there is electricity hike. It's likely to have another protest, Occupy Nigeria protest again. But now most of the beneficiaries of that Occupy Nigeria 10 years ago are the forefront of this present administration. What are we likely to have?
Well, that brings to memory the late Yinka Odomakin was one of those in the forefront. Of course, Tunde Bakare was there, and there are many others. But it will not be correct to say that most of them are part of this government. There are many of them that are independent, not part of this government, and are applying their Alfaro independent. Like plotting or planning, I think that's another matter. Quite clear is that the government has announced that subsidy is going to be removed. And of course, the impact on that, on the vast majority of Nigerians, is that petroleum price is going to go up. People have already warned this government that the prices will be unsustainable, inflation will be around, and that prices will be uncontrollable. So it's quite clear, that there's going to be impact on the populace. How the populace reacts, you understand, is unpredictable. Some have suggested that it's going to be another Occupy Nigeria. Some have suggested that the citizenry is so cowed that nothing will happen and it will just go as usual. I think I'm on the side of those who think that there will be some sort of action from the people responding to the government and getting the government to rescind this position. I've always said that the government needs to explore alternatives. I've always said that except we have a tax system that is broader and wider, then subsidies will have to continue. Continue because the removing subsidy will cause so much inflation that the monumental impact will be so great. So I think there will be some action of some sort, and the government has to brace itself. And I'm saying peaceful action, because the government can't stop peaceful action. They can only stop violent action. And I think there will be some peaceful from the people.
Dr. Jedok, we are back to the same spot 10 years after.
Yes, we are back to the same spot because so-called subsidy has been removed over for so many years. But when it was last removed, it wasn't totally removed. If we have to believe what the government says, we are to the same spot because the government hasn't explored alternative means of funding in that period. You would have thought in 10 years, maybe the government would have explored things like a road tax. I'm not talking about the one that is probably being deducted when you renew your license, but I'm talking about road tax, which is commensurate to the kind of car that you use, if you use luxury cars. So some alternative means of funding, but we didn't do that. We relied solely on taking subsidy from the national wealth, from the national patrimony, and spending it, you understand, on everybody, whether you're poor or whether you're rich. So yes, we are back to the square one, and that is because there's lack of imagination in our governance and in the governing space.
All right, you mentioned some alternatives the other time. What alternative now do you advise the federal government? Hello, Doctor, are you there?
Well, what it is that we are talking about alternatives. I heard you. You know what the problem is, Mr. Tayo? Mr. Tayo?
Yeah.
Mr. Tayo, I'm
Yeah.
here.
Go on.
Mr. Tayo?
Right.
Yeah. I think the problem is that we spend too much on subsidies. Over $1 trillion. So rather than just remove it, find a tax which is able to cope and which is able to subsidize the subsidy. What do I mean? I mean, if you are driving a Lamborghini Countach, if you are driving a Porsche, a Formatic, if you are driving a Jeep, then you should be able to pay every year substantial tax on your vehicle because you are rich enough to buy it. And if you do that across the board, of course, if you are driving a smaller car, you pay very less tax. If you're able to do that across the board, you will be able to raise enough money that will offset this 1 trillion plus that we're talking about, if you take into account the number of cars. So imaginative proposals like that will work until we are able to safely remove a subsidy. We cannot safely remove a subsidy because inflation has gone haywire. We cannot safely remove it because the economy is in doldrums. So you have to choose your moment and you have to choose your time. Now is not the time, and now is not the moment to remove the subsidy. So find alternatives so that we can plug the funding.
Okay. Dr. Jedokun, sorry, Tayo. Do we conclude that in the last 10 years we've had leaders who are bereft of ideas? Because if people are the opposition, they say that they do not agree with what the administration in charge is, whatever they are up to. But now when the tables turn and they are in charge, they seem to be clueless.
Well, I wouldn't say that the people in office have not had any clue at all. But what I would say is that they've been focused, misdirected on absolutely the wrong things. I think in Nigeria, we tend to look at oil and oil and oil. We don't look at the alternatives for raising funds. And I think they are guilty, you understand, of just being tunnel visioned. And I think what we need is a broader vision government, not just the people governing. The opposition themselves will not come up with the kind of suggestion that come up because they themselves are caught from the same cloth. Yes, so I think politicians are not imagining the space very well. They're also not using the academics and the bureaucrats. And I think we should go beyond politics and use people who know about policy, who know about the way developed countries have moved ahead, and just not stick to our same old politics. We must look for alternatives. We must think outside the box.
All right.
And in 10 years, we've not thought outside the box.
Okay, we have this one here. Kuka, Buhari owes us explanation on when insecurity will end. He spoke during a Christmas sermon and he said the government does not cherish the sacredness of life, having failed to protect its citizens against attacks. I don't know what your reaction will be to this, but watched a video recently where Chief Olusegun Obasanjo said expecting Buhari to do more than this is like kicking a dead horse.
And before you respond, Dr. Jedokun, let me quickly add this. Rotimi Amechi, Minister of Transportation, has said that banditry became rampant because of the poverty created by Goodluck Jonathan's administration.
Well, it's all right to blame the other people, but what have you done about the poverty? What has this administration done to reduce the poverty and to reduce the poverty? When we're talking about insecurity, you can only talk about an ending in sight when you have reached the zenith, when you've reached the climax. The way we see it every day, the kidnappings every day, the ransoms being asked for every day, brutalization every day, unspeakable crimes that have been committed, there doesn't seem to be any end in sight. So we are even talking about what are the root causes, and is the government dealing with the root causes? Yeah, and it doesn't appear so. Yes, we bought a few Tucano jets. Yes, we are bombing the living daylights out of these bandits, but we have not closed the exit routes. So what are they doing? The terrorists are moving to other states and are causing maximum damage. So I don't think the strategy is right. I don't think the structure is right, if you're going to echo what some people are saying. So once the structure and the strategy are not right, the end in sight, not with this government. And then the personnel change. They made some personnel change because we cried about personnel change. But the personnel change don't seem to have the answers. And if you don't seem to have the answers, what happens? You change them. If Manchester United buys a striker, even if it buys it for millions and it's not scoring goals, firing blanks, you change him. And that's what you should do in Nigeria. You change the strategy, you change the personnel, you change the structure. And until we do that, the end in sight, which many of us want, will not come to the fore.
Right.
I said about it. Yes. Yes.
No. I was going to, just say, when will Mr. President give us an explanation and answers to the spate of killings, abductions, brutality, senseless murder in this country?
That's not his style. We've been told before by Femi Adesina stylistics. That's not his style. His style is to keep quiet. His style is to, fold his arms while all this goes on. According to Femi Adesina, you understand? I'm only quoting what his spokesman did. I said before in Ethiopia, when the rebels were 70 miles from the capital, Addis Ababa, what did the president or the prime minister of Ethiopia do? He wore his fatigues, folded his sleeves, and went to the war front. Of course, he didn't fight. But that morale booster changed the trajectory, and now the rebels have been pushed to their holes from that point of view. That's what needs to happen in a place like Nigeria. The president needs to be felt. His presence needs to be there. He needs to speak, and he needs to articulate his own vision. But the president hasn't done that. He's been unable to do that most of the time when all these killings are going on, or some of the time rather, he's flying up to a international conference. So except his mode of operation changes, we'll continue to get this on an industrial scale, I'm sorry to say.
But you also witnessed a lot of, war. I mean, of course, actions against the insurgents over the weekend. I need us to say something about that bombing of the insurgent terrorists, ravaging the north over the weekend. We saw that. And this, of course, do you want to say that the Tucano jets are now being put to proper use?
Oh, they're being put to proper use. But the point about it is that bombing is a good thing, but it's not the answer, the total answer, which means that if you're going to take this action, seal out the exit route, smoke them out, go after the control and command of these terrorists, infiltrate their headquarters. You understand? Cut out their feeding, transport, all those things, transport and supply. So when you just bomb and you don't do those things, what they do is they relocate. And I think, yes, you must give kudos to the armed forces. You must give kudos to the Air Force. We must praise them for their gallantry. But at the same time, the political will and the political direction is the problem. So it must be holistic and not sectional in that sense. And I think it's been selective, rather.
All right, Doctor, talking about poverty in the land, there was a time oil sold per barrel at about 110, 114, and there was a time it sold at $28 a barrel. And now it has never sold above $80 in months. What if it comes to $10 a barrel? And we're still talking about poverty. It seems leadership in this country is focused on oil alone. If we keep talking about restructuring, what about our major source of income?
Yes, well, restructuring will unleash other things that we have. It will unleash groundnuts, it will unleash cocoa, it will unleash palm oil, it will unleash many cash crops, even the gold that is in Zamfara. You understand? I think our problem is that we've been focused on one for a long time. But there's also the taxation element. We don't pay taxes. I'm not talking about people like you and I. I'm talking about the so-called wealth. We have to find ways undertaxed. You know, United Kingdom and many of these countries, they don't have policies, but they tax appropriately, and this tax is used to build the economy. So we need to explore other means. Oil alone will not do it. Oil is declining. It's a declining resource. And in 20, 30 years, oil will basically disappear because people will not need oil anymore. And other people are discovering oil anyway. So we need to find that alternative, and we need to find it quick. And I've said taxation is the way forward. I've said exploring the other cash crops is the way forward. And of course, restructuring will unleash the potential of local areas, so that local areas that are closer to the people in terms of governance and in terms of resources will help. So if you redistribute the exclusive and the concurrent list, then it will help. For instance, if they say Oyo State can generate power for Oyo State, you understand, and can do a kind of NEPA or whatever, you will see that they will find the resources to build power stations that work.
Hello?
Hello, I am there, yes. Yeah.
Okay, now let's move to this story
Hello?
here. Yeah, we can hear you. Let's move to this story here from Premium Times. Police invade church, whisk away Okorocha's son-in-law. We took it earlier. Let's get your reaction to this one too.
Well, let's be very clear. The person that broadcast this kidnap operation was Okorocha himself. Okorocha has skin in the game. But having said that, I've seen some of the pictures, and it seems as if there was a gun. They look like unknown gunmen until it was confirmed by the police that they were not unknown gunmen, but police. I think no matter what this man has done, in which to arrest this man, I think they should have found a way, not in the church, not during worship as it's been alleged, if that is true. And it could have been done very in a civilized way. So I really don't know the full fact, and videos can be doctored. But if you follow the videos, and I think it's very disappointing that men of the Nigerian police can go about their operations in such a way. Having said that, he must have committed an heinous crime. He must have been alleged to have committed an heinous crime for them to go after him. So let us know what's the allegation. What exactly is the so-called crime?
All right. Does Mr. Uzodima have a hand in the arrest of the senator's son-in-law? Hello?
Hello?
I mean, are we sure if the governor... I didn't hear you. Are we sure if the governor has a hand in the arrest of Okorocha's son-in-law?
Hello, I missed you there.
Hello, doctor?
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, I'm with you.
Oh,
I
great.
missed you.
So I just asked the question that, are we sure the governor has a hand in, the arrest of Okorocha's son-in-law? That was the question.
Oh, there's been a release by the police. There's been a press statement by the PRO of the local police there who says, yes, they arrest. And I think the directives may have come from the State House. So they can arrest anybody. I can be arrested, but I must be charged to court within 24 hours and 48 hours. And the manner in which you execute the arrest is also, it must also be very clear. Did he have a warrant of arrest? And if they didn't have a warrant of arrest, was he in imminent position of committing a crime? Those are things that have to be considered. So there's more to this story. And I hope as the days go by, we'll get more information as to what exactly happened, because the videos could be very planted.
Okay, now goods worth billions of naira were destroyed in a fire outbreak that engulfed the Next Cash and Carry supermarket building in Jai area of Abuja. An eyewitness and one of the cashiers of the supermarket told a journalist that the goods destroyed by the inferno were worth billions of naira. We saw the video also. It went viral yesterday. Did you see the video? Did you also see the looting?
Yes, I saw part of the video. I saw pictures of the looting. I think my disappointment is that fires would happen, accidents would happen, but what do we have in place of the fire service? What do we have in place of protocols to deal with these things? And it seems as if we don't have any, and which is pretty unfortunate. So the money that goes into the fire service, the money that people pay on insurance and all those sorts of things, what is it being put to use? Is it being put to proper use? So it's rather unfortunate. And also, the health and safety, if we have anything like that in this country, should be able to inspect all these buildings, because the fire incidents are just too much. Are there internal sabotage, or is it as a result of electricity outage or those sort of things? So my first thing is that fire service has questions to answer. Secondly, the health and safety and the buildings, you understand, have to be declared fit for purpose. We can't have people coming to supermarkets and there's risk, their coffins because they don't have fire extinguishers or because their fire, sprinklers are not working accordingly.
All right, but I was personally disturbed, the way people were lifting goods, yesterday at that place, not to keep for the owner of the, of the shop or the supermarket, but moving these things to their houses and their abode. And I feel that what actually happened to our humanity. This was a question we asked during the INT'L protest when we witnessed massive looting across the country in that manner too. What does it mean to us now? Does it mean now that when a person, an individual suffers some misfortune, some people cash in on it to just enjoy themselves?
We're used to it. Even when there is a tanker accident or something, people still go there to pay for fuel.
Cannot support criminality, but there will be some people out there who have a perverted sense and will say, yes, we have some people with a perverted sense who will say it will burn anyway. Oh, so why don't we just, keep it for safety? Oh, that's criminality, of course. That's stealing. I think there's poverty in the land. I think people are suffering. And I think people are looking for any opportunity, you understand, to get goods and services for themselves. But I also think there's a greed going on, from that point of view. Because if they had helped and this supermarket from burning, who knows the amount of reward that may have been open to them. So stealing should not be supported. But that's where we are in Nigeria. The poverty in the land, fuel stealing, encourages stealing, even though it's quite despicable to you and I.
Well, I know some time ago when this happened in South Africa that is just here, some of these looters were apprehended later, and they got those goods back. I don't know if that will be possible here. I'm talking about, do we have sufficient CCTV that captures, some of these things, the footage of those, of the looters?
Well, that's the problem. We might have one or two footages. In fact, they've arrested 3 at least, about 3 between 18 and 22 in terms of their age. But I'm not sure Nigerian police have the capacity. I'm not even sure that they are sufficiently motivated to start going after those people. But I believe that if they do their job properly, some of these thieves can be apprehended so that some of the goods can be retrieved, But I would be asking the question also is that I pray that this supermarket has been insured so that at least the insurance also can mitigate some of these losses. And so that those that are employed there do not lose their jobs. Because that's one thing you have to consider. It's not just a question of what has been lost in terms of goods and services. It's also employment. So those who have stolen, consider that, from that point of view.
All right, Dr. Jadokun. Tributes have been pouring in from all over the world to South Africa. And it's about the death of the glorious death of Archbishop Desmond Tutu of South Africa.
Yes. I didn't actually meet Desmond Tutu, but I worked very closely with him. I exchanged correspondence with him because part of my doctorate was on the Truth and Reconciliation Commission of South Africa. He was an icon. He was a churchman. He was a clergy, but he was also an humanist. He was someone who obviously.
All right, I think we need to reconnect with Dr. Jidokun. In a bit, we'll go on a commercial break now, and we'll reconnect with him to look at this story.
Oh, yeah, rock your body. Everybody jolly. Dance here for the matter. Spread the love for the area. Share the joy with golden penny. Yeah. Celebrate with golden penny. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Auntie Shade. Auntie Uncle Jaye. Everybody they jolly. Now golden penny for the family. Oh, Baba. It's the season of love. Oh, baby. It's the season of togetherness.
Season's greetings from Flour Mills of Nigeria PLC, owners of the iconic food brand Golden Penny.
special season.
Àwọn kan wà lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí tó ń kojú nǹkan tá à ń pè ní sweet palava. Ìdààmú dídùn bí Akin tí ń rò bóyá kó òun wọkọ̀ ayọ́kẹ́lẹ́ tuntun òun kalẹ̀ sápá ọ̀tún nínú ọgbà alẹ́ òun. Ìdààmú báyọ̀ ń tiẹ̀ ní bóyá kó òun fi kọ́kọ́rọ́ tẹ̀ ẹ̀rọ amúnáwá tuntun òun tàbí kó òun fi rìmóòtì ìparọ́rọ́ tẹ̀. Bákan náà ní Fúnkẹ́ tí ń sí ẹ̀rọ amómi tuntun rẹ̀ lọ́bọ̀ léraléra. Kí ló lè fàrú èyí? Glow Joy Unlimited Extravaganza ló tó bẹ́ẹ̀. Tí ìwé náà bá fẹ́ ní ìrírí sweet palava ìdààmú dídùn tirẹ̀ pé *611# kó o sì rìsáàjì iye tó tó ₦500 lọ́sọ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ láti kópa nínú Glow Joy Unlimited Extravaganza yìí. Oríṣiríṣi ẹ̀bùn tó lé ọ̀kẹ́ márùndínlọ́gbọ̀n 500,000 ló wà nílẹ̀ fún jíjẹ láwọn bíi ọkọ̀ ayọ́kẹ́lẹ́ agẹ́rẹ́, ẹ̀rọ amúnáwá, ẹ̀rọ amóhùnmáwòrán, ẹ̀rọ amómitutù àtọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ẹ̀bùn alárinrin mìíràn. Bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí rìsáàjì báyìí kó o lè jẹ̀bùn. Àdéhùn àtàsọtẹ́lẹ̀ wà ṣá o.
Glow Joy Unlimited.
My name is Wale Michael. I bring you season greetings from Online Dynamics Limited. May the best gift of Christmas be yours. The gift of love, hope, joy, peace, happiness, the gift of salvation. We wish you and those that you love dearly a very happy Christmas filled with an abundance of health and a prosperous new year. Thank you for partnering with Online Dynamics on your travel, tour and migration process in times past and in the years ahead. Merry Christmas. We hope this Christmas gives you all the blessings you deserve and that the year to come is prosperous and bright. You may reach me on 0803-242-9497. I am Wale Michael and I love you.
The next family to perform is the Johnson's family.
I'm breaking all limits.
Now me be my left for this world.
I turn challenges into opportunities.
Now me go be the next world.
Biovit Vitamin B Complex is an ideal daily supplement for the family. Manufactured with vitamin B1, B2, and B6. Biovit supports development of the infant and helps boost energy for pregnant women. For a healthier and happier family, take Biovit.
Biovit Vitamin B Complex. Strength for active family. Produced by Daily Need Industries. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor.
Taste the fun. Taste the fun. Call all your friends now. Call all your friends now. Enjoy your Mini-Me noodles. Mini-Me noodles. Taste the fun. Mini-Me noodles. I really love it so.
Mini-Me, taste the fun.
Mọ ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní àyíká rẹ nípasẹ̀ ìròyìn BBC ní Yorùbá. Nítorí kí o tó lè tayọ, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n. Ní ìmísí pẹ̀lú àwọn oríṣiríṣi ìròyìn láti ibi àti káàkiri àgbáyé. Nígbà tí o bá ní ìmọ̀ nípa ohun tó ń lọ ní àgbáyé, o lè ṣe ohunkóhun. Mọ ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní àyíká rẹ. Wá BBC News Yorùbá kàn.
Ká tó bá ní rìnrìn àjò ó yẹ ká mọrúfẹ́ ẹni tá a fẹ́ bá rìnrìn àjò torí ká má bàa sọnù ká tó sọnù. Ìdí sì nìyí tí gbajúgbajà iléeṣẹ́ atọ́nisọ́nà tó mójúlẹ́jà bí agbanisíṣẹ́ ṣe lè pàdé ẹni tí ń wáṣẹ́ pàápàá jùlọ láwọn orílẹ̀-èdè tó wà lókè òkun.
FMH International HR là ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ẹ̀. Àwọn ni alábàáṣiṣẹ́pọ̀ pàtàkì pẹ̀lú àjọ oníwádìí ìjìnlẹ̀ àgbáyé tá a mọ̀ sí United Nations Volunteer Research Group.
Ní báyìí iléeṣẹ́ FMH International HR ti ṣèwádìí tó jinlẹ̀ wọ́n sì ti rí gbogbo ìṣòro lọ́kan òjọ̀kan èyí tí àwọn ọmọ ilẹ̀ yìí tó fẹ́ lọ ṣiṣẹ́ lókè òkun fojú winá ẹ̀.
Ìdí gan sì rèé tí wọ́n fi ń ké sí gbogbo ẹni tí jì sọ́fì àwọn alágbèédá lórí ipa afẹ́ lọ sílùú èbó lọ ṣiṣẹ́ tàbí ìwọ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń gbèrò láti máa gbé tàbí ṣiṣẹ́ lókè òkun lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́.
Wọ́n ti ṣetán láti ro ọ lágbára pẹ̀lú information tó nílò láti mú àlàrere rẹ ṣẹ pẹ̀lú ìrọ̀rùn. Ọ̀fẹ́ ni ìmọ̀ràn àti ètò ìtọ́nisọ́nà yìí o. Tètè kàn sí FMH International HR báyìí ní 3rd and 9th floors Cocoa House, Ìbàdàn.
Telephone 081-000-56451 àti 081-155-14779.
Every kid is amazing at something. Amazing day instant cereal.
Golden Penny Amazing Day Instant Cereal. Feed their amazing.
Right, Dr. Jadokun, you are referring to your interaction with late Desmond Tutu.
Yes, I said that he was the subject. The Truth and Reconciliation Commission, which he chaired, was the subject of my doctorate and indeed my master's in law. So I had a number of interactions with him, correspondence. And what I would say was that his role is quite significant. Because without Desmond Tutu, and without the Truth and Reconciliation Commission in South Africa, we would not have the South Africa, free democratic South Africa that we have today. And so he had the moral force, but he also had the spiritual force. He also had the humanist force, if I might use that expression. And I think his presence will be felt. I think his legacy will be the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. I think his legacy will be his fight for equality and his fight for the equality of man, whether black or white. I think it's a huge loss, but it was 90. And all good things at a point in time must come to an end.
All right. It was, Desmond Tutu who coined and popularized the term Rainbow Nation to describe South Africa when Nelson Mandela became the country's first black president. He had some grace, dying at 90. Well, let's move from that. The lines are now open for listener to also mention or contribute to the headlines taken earlier. 009 7000 949 0705 5000 949 on YouTube. Fred, thank you. Joel Adigboye, thank you. Motolani Obaba Sharon says fuel subsidy removal and hike in electricity bill is not worth to protest for. Honestly, the issue of fuel subsidy in the country is a scam. Are we really feeling the impact of this subsidy? Okay, that's a Motolani Obashara there trying to make his own point. Let's take this call here. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, my name is Adeshi Yamola from UI. What happened yesterday in Imo State is something that should be taken serious. And it's becoming worrisome in this country that terrible things are happening. Nobody will say anything to it again. This government has introduced so many things, like you go and attack people at night, you kill people and lay away with the corpses. Now, do you know that earlier in the day yesterday, they said the man was kidnapped by unknown government. If the man was killed yesterday, they would say it's unknown government, like unknown government killed some people here in Ogun State yesterday. I don't know when are we going to leave this country like this. I don't want to say a word, because how can the police cover things and be killing people and call them on no government? That's the best of today.
Thank you, Adeshi Omola. Hello, we have the numbers to call 0705 5949 0809 7949. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Happy New Year in advance to everyone of you.
Thank you.
This is the point of the message. Please, on the issue of insecurity in this country, according to what you have read this morning, more than 100 people are wasted in the northern part of the country. Please, can we continue with this problem? That is why we have said it several times. The system is not more working. Let us let this present administration of President Mahmoud Buhari go back to the drawing board and correct the mistake of the past administration. That is the structure. Do we need to be deceiving ourselves? Have a nice day.
All right, a perfect structure. Okay, 009 7000 949. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Alaja Kalam from Coca-Cola. On the statement by Yameshi that it is the undoing of Jonathan government that has caused the poverty in the land. And I ask, who asked them to come and contest? Who asked APC to come and contest when they knew all this? When they knew they don't have anything to mitigate or to change the status quo, to make the life abundance of people who got their manifesto for them when they are promising heaven and earth. And now, when they see that they have failed woefully, they are now trying to blame the government of the past, which has been their culture and tradition. They should stop that and buckle up on the government policy program. Thank you.
Hello. Oh, good to have you. Thank you.
It's quite unfortunate. I don't know where we are going. We don't know what tomorrow will bring for Nigeria. Next year, we don't know what really. Because this government in power has nothing to have. No value at all. They are valueless, clueless, visionless. When you want to approach government, you will need to look for good leaders, people who have integrity, who have vision, who have what it takes for tomorrow. Because we need a global leader in Nigeria. What are they adding? When they are complaining about poverty, the poverty they have added to Nigeria, it cannot be explained. They can't explain anything. When you are coming to government, you are promising heaven on earth. And today now, what are we seeing? We are having air. Nigerians are not sleeping again. Nigerians are not sleeping. The money they have collected from abroad, what have they used the money for? Oh, the mineral resources we have. What have they done to them?
Zero 505949. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Anyway, John Flariwa is my name from Agbo. Well, the play game, I think the APC and the minister Ahmed is supposed to stop all this play game. It's not working. They have been saying this since when they assumed into the office. That PDP has done this, PDP has done that. Jonathan did this, Jonathan did that. All those things are not working. They should just stop it for the remaining time that have for them to leave the office. So they can even do a little thing or a lot of things. So instead of talking about PDP or Jonathan or anybody, let them use just little time they have to just remove the poverty from the life of the people. The major thing they need to face now is poverty, is hunger. Let them tackle it. If they tackle the hunger, I think people will be able to even say, okay, thank you and good morning.
Thank you. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Happy New Year in advance.
Thank you.
This is Joseph from Ibadan. Let government of the day, let them talk about the past. If there is no past, no present. So people continue to deceive themselves. They don't want people to talk about the past. If there is no foundation, there won't be building. So let them talk, please. Good morning.
All right, 0705500949. That's the number to call this morning. We have reactions on YouTube too. Hello.
Yeah. Good morning to you. This is the first of the night. This is the time for. I think this is the time for the people to come out massively and have a peaceful rally against the bad governance and bad structure. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Right, 009-7000-949. I think people need to come out massively and have peaceful rally against bad governance and bad structure because this is the source of our problem in this country. Thank you. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. Your name, please.
Hello, my name is Daniel Okereke. I think by now, according to the promises of General Buhari when he wanted to contest as president that he will be building at least a refinery every year. By now, this must have up to 6 refineries. Maybe he wanted to build the 8 refineries when it clocks 8 years. So that was one of his promises. Let us hold him to that. He said he will build 1 refinery every year. Has he done any of this? Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Tayo.
Good morning.
This is Emeka from Makbete.
Good to have you.
Those of us that are always willing on this platform without any solution, when are we going to start giving concrete solutions? Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
It's a little different.
You're welcome.
I want to start from the death of Desmond Tutu in South Africa. I pray his soul is in perfect peace. And I would like our clergymen to take lead from such a man. Everybody is talking about him today because he has that ability to speak truth to every power, which most of our people are not doing here. And I think it's high time most of our so-called men of God to just stand up now and fight for the rights of an average Nigerian, as Tutu did in South Africa. And people in South Africa are proud to talk about it. Even in Africa, even all over the world. That was why he was able to win that Nobel laureate. He won when he was there. We of our clergymen in Nigeria can stand out and speak power to the truth. And I pray God will give them that strength to have the ability right from now to start talking speaking power to the truth. And concerning our dear Amity, he needs to remember something. And before this government came on power in 2015, I think what they did when they came to power was that they said they are moving to Sambisa, which means the past government has been able to send away the Boko Haram to Sambisa then.
All right, we have to go now. We have the time coming up to 7 o'clock. Thank you so much for your time with us. We'll be here again tomorrow morning. My name is Dele Adeyoju, and I say good morning.
Thank you, dear listener. I am Olutayo. We're going to happy holidays.
FM 94.9, filling the world with laughter.
Show me your 30